It's a typical dreary May day here down in Mepunga in Victoria's southwest, but one man who's smiling is Barry Smith. Barry, you've been in greyhounds for over 40 years as a breeder and you're experiencing some of your best success.
Yes, we're having a ball, Simone. We've had a lot of luck over the last few years and enjoying every minute of it.
Last year, of course, Mepunga Hayley and Mepunga Tiara, both group races, they won them on the same night at the Meadows. That must have been a big thrill.
Oh, it was enormous. I didn't think that had ever happened to have one, let alone two, so it was a big thrill.
It's Mepunga Hayley going clear from Take Charge, followed by Charlotte's living a bail, but it's Mepunga Hayley clear. The big double to Jeff Britton wins by 3.
Can you tell us how the Mepunga name came about? Obviously, you live here, but there's a bit of a story to it, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not that I was going to put Mepunga on the map. It's just in the old 20 years ago, we had a lot of Dad's mates who were in their 70s, 80s, 85, and they loved following me dogs, and I was calling them different names, and they'd sort of battle to see where they were in. So I decided to call them Mepunga as a prefix, and they were wrapped because they could just go down the fields, pick out the name and mark it off and watch it on Sky Channel.
And then the pressure was on.
Yeah, it was on. Then we had to get winners for them, didn't we?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
One of your biggest things is you live on a dairy farm, you're a dairy farmer, so you've got access to fresh milk every day, and you give your pups copious amounts of that, don't you?
As much as they can drink. Yeah, we give them, probably depends on how many pups are there, but just as much as they can drink each morning, and then they get dry food and meat and bones and whatnot. So it's just a common sense thing on rearing, that's all it is.
It is interesting because some of the other top breeders steer away from milk completely, whereas you've had so much success with it.
Yeah, well, if it's working, don't stop it, keep going, and we've had great luck with it. So, and of course it's pretty cheap when it's on the farm, we just grab it out of the vat. So we've had a ball with it, so yeah.
And Barry, the pups seem to like the milk, is there any that don't?
No, they absolutely love the milk. We start them on it with Divectolect, breaking it down because it's too strong for them when they're very young, maybe 3 weeks. I see my wife over there hiding and she does most of that, so I better mention her, I might get the sack.
You mentioned Andrea, she's been behind this all the time, hasn't she?
She whelps the pups down and does a hell of a lot for me.
Barry, another point that you make when you rear your pups, some people like to have them out in big paddocks all the time, whereas you like to keep them in small yards and then let them out in the runs. What benefits do you get there?
Yeah, I restrict them to about a 35-metre run, Simone, and about 3 times a week we take them out into the paddock. I've got a galloping paddock there and 100-metre runs, and over the years I've worked out that you could rear them in a 100-metre run, but they don't really use it. You know, they know the run's there and they might only go 20 metres down and back. So when my pups go out, they really want to run. If you have a look at the pups, you know, they're 7 or 8 months and they're conditioned. They've got,
they
good muscle
like
structure.
Race dogs almost, don't they?
Yeah. So, and I guess, look, everybody rears different, but that's my way of doing it.
And you've kept your numbers small. Has that been? You're not a commercial breeder.
No,
you sell a few pups here and there if people are lucky enough to get their hands on them. But it's more been a hobby for you, hasn't it?
It has. I only ever wanted to be a hobby breeder. I really love the breeding side of it. The money's not important, it's just I love getting winners and love to get a group race if we can, and the breeding and rearing was what I wanted to do. I could have bred heaps of pups, but no, I've always held it to about 3, maybe 4 litters a year maximum, and we probably sell half of those just to cover the rearing of the ones that we keep.
You've had it all up around a dozen Group 1 winners or group races?
There's probably about 10 or 12 group races that the dogs from here have won, maybe more. Mepunga Nikki, of course, has been one of my favourites. She won the Adelaide Oaks and the Adelaide Cup. But yeah, every group race is a bonus, I tell you. You don't knock any of them back.
They're all special, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're very special, yeah.
So where to for the future, Barry? Will you continue doing what you're doing?
We'll just keep plodding along because I love just breeding those few litters, and I still love me dogs. I do love me dogs. So while I can do it and while I'm healthy, we'll keep going. We'll keep trying to get some Group 1s. Yeah.